So Cubics top of YCS, and I hear so much excitement in the woodwork that it's actually kind of ridiculous. Woo! So what's up, guys? I'm Gold40 here. We had a YCS this weekend. It was what, Costa Rica, and Cubics made top 32. And I don't know why everybody asking me for the list. I don't have the list. If I find the list, I'll profile it from the original source for everybody. But can you really say after that Cubic shit that you're really surprised? Cubics going into an event such as this. I mean, if your opponent doesn't know what you're doing and you're going in on the X2 bracket, writing it in, I think you have a very good chance of top. And as long as you know you're doing just cubic things, hashtag just cubic things. Honestly, as long as your deck is just reveal the 3,000 beaters and continue to move along with your day and just keep punishing your opponent with the large monsters, I don't understand how you don't have a chance to top. You know what I mean? And then on top of whatever else the cubic deck can actually do, being able to search, being able to just be big boss monsters. It's kind of the same concept as Blue Eyes, but the only difference is instead of having 4 boss monsters on the field, you kind of just have 1. So, I don't know, I can't say that I'm very shocked for this. I mean, we're in a very good format for Rogue to be topping. And, you know, I've been making a lot of comments and discussions about, you know, there are anywhere from, you know, 15 to 19 viable decks that you can play in today's format. And it's a very beautiful thing when you can play that many decks and be able to literally have success with them. You know, regional level and YCS levels are completely, they're different things at the end of the day, but in terms of the competitive spectrum, you're only going to get 1 YCS a year in your region, and you might not even really consider it that big of an event for yourself. You know, most of the intermediate player base is going to be focusing on their regional-based competitions and maybe nationals, depending on when it comes about. But Cubics, it seems like a very good Rogue meta call, honestly. I mean, if you're a budget player, depending on the build, you know, you don't need Ash Blossoms, you know, Ghost Ogres and Veilers. We've been seeing a lot of success across the pond in European countries as well. You know, you don't need Ash Blossoms to win right now. Veilers and Ghost Ogres have been doing the same thing for a lot of other people. I'm not going to give credit to Draw and Lockbird because I don't think that's a good hand trap, but at the end of the day, I've been seeing a lot of good success with Veiler and Ghost Ogre. You know, just kind of depends on the list. I know this is a big step in the right direction for budget players, and a lot of you are excited for this. But at the end of the day, understand that it is still Cubics. Now, other interesting things to talk about from this particular format. What was it? Goddamn near 50% of top 32 was Pendulum Magician. Woohoo! Yeah. Pendulum Magician is, it's kind of spirals, but the only difference this format is you have like 6 other decks that can actually kind of keep up with it. So, for what it's worth, at the end of the day, you know, Pendulum Magicians are still that bullshit deck that you have to try to beat. And it's really unfortunate because I know a lot of people, like myself, who don't like the deck. But at the end of the day, it's still the #1 deck. Near 50% representation. A lot of people are now going to be like, oh no, we got to ban it. You just got to give it the invisible hand. Just take away an Astrograph or 2, and the deck will slowly check itself. Honestly, I get that the deck is the most powerful deck. It's honestly Electromite plus Astrograph that kind of makes it all the better, but honestly, any hand trap like Ogre, just shutting it off and your opponent doesn't have the Astrograph back, they're just kind of like, well, shit. If they have the Chronograph to do the extension special summon, well, you know, that's just incredibly bad news for you. I can see Darkworm getting limited at some point as well. Oh, wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? Can you imagine a beautiful world where Darkworm gets limited to 1 and or banned, and just how many people are going to cry over that? Dragon Ravine's a pretty good card too, I heard, but that's for another time. So, outside of that though, for majority of this YCS, you know, Cubics being the rogue call out of nowhere that nobody really predicted, that says something about the community. I don't know. I think it's more or less the shock levels more than anything. People are just like, what the fuck happened? Like, how? How or why? Well, why are cubics here? I get that. Trust me, I'm a little bit shocked like you are, but you gotta see it this way though. At the end of the day, it's cubics. Alright? So here's the thing. The second biggest deck in representation was True Draco. And let's be honest here for a second. Masterpiece is still unaffected by that goddamn ban list. Alright? He's actually just super ridiculous, and you have to consider playing Kaijus to get around it at this point. Now, a lot of the builds have been maining anti-spell, like you've probably been seeing and so forth for a little bit in discussions from True Draco players. But the adaptability that the deck has on today's meta, oh, it's phenomenal. Could you imagine if we had Dino Mai? The whole deck would be a whole lot worse, or a whole lot better, depending on how you want to look at it. You know, the deck's adaptability, the ability to handle every situation, the ability to play Yu-Gi-Oh! On your opponent's turn. Actually, that's what does it. It's the ability to resolve the trap card on your opponent's turn, kill a monster, and then roll out Masterpiece. Have your opponent have to answer its proper immunities, and you'll have another shot from Masterpiece to resolve and kill something else. Like, it's insane value. You know, there's a reason why diagrams have been going up in price as a particular solution to the metagame. You know, it's one of the best engines out there. The deck can play Card of Demise, Desires. The inherent negatives that the deck takes right now at this current point in time are very easily overcome by these power cards. And conveniently, they left them enough power cards to kind of just do what they need to do. I'm not extremely disappointed in how True Draco's going. I know a lot of other people are angry that it's technically being broadcast as the second best deck at the moment. It's only being the second best deck because, like Trickstars in Spiral format, Trickstars were a lot bigger of an issue than they are now. Because Trickstars actually had a good matchup against Spirals, for whatever fucking reason. Whether or not it was Trickster reincarnation loops, or if it was because of the ability to answer the opponent's hands and the scenarios that they were putting up on the board. The deck really didn't give a fuck. And that's kind of what we're seeing here with True Draco. True Draco, inherently large monsters, and proper immunities that the opponent cannot seem to answer. And being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! On the opponent's turn. Haha, yeah, fuck you, Astrograph. What more? I don't know. What is so shocking about this? Large beaters, the format, seems to be the motto, but Blue Eyes can't get a fucking break here. Evidently, your beaters have to do things. The irony in that statement is very wholehearted, actually. Outside of that, still seeing Invoked Mech Knight. I think that deck's going to continue to kind of creep there. Not really say I'm surprised about that being the rogue deck of the format, honestly. You know, it's got a lot of very well-rounded matchups, you know, and the adaptability that the deck has. Once again, anyone catching the theme here? Adaptability, adaptability, adaptability. Cubics don't have to adapt, though. But how did they top? Super large boss monster that puts the opponent in an inconveniencing situation. Like Masterpiece. So, it seems to be the trend. Adaptability, inconvenience. What a fucking format we're in. So, my question of the day to all of you. What do you think about the way that the format is shaping up? Once again, I can't say I'm inherently surprised by Cubics topping a YCS. It's not particularly a bad thing whatsoever. I think the one or two rogue decks kind of squeaky in, riding the X1, X2 wave into top cut. It's not bad. It proves that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a lot going for it, and it proves that Rogue can still do what Rogue needs to do at the end of the day, and it is put the opponent on tilt, adapt to a certain situation, and inconvenience the fuck out of a very large boss monster. And honestly, that's what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Fun and exciting, you know, just those unknown choices that come out of left field. Honestly, this game wouldn't be fun if we didn't have those types of things. So, wow, fucking can't believe I'm actually making a video. Cubics, congratulations, guys. You actually fucking did it. Kudos to you. You're a real deck now. Enjoy sitting at the lunch table with the rest of the kids. Until you get kicked out by some other oak deck. Alright guys, I'm out. Deucerinos.